Hi, it's Russ Scheider from Clear Vision Coaching, and I have something special to share with you today. This is what I call a power tool, a sales power tool. Imagine a handsaw cutting wood, a hammer driving nails, as opposed to a power saw or a nail gun, and how much more we can get done and how much more effective we can be. That's what power tools do for us as salespeople. So I'm going to jump right into it. This is a closing technique. And when I do my training, if you do live training with me, I start by teaching some closing techniques, and then we go back to the beginning and shake the customer's hand and go through the process, because I like to have the end in mind as we begin. So we're beginning. So I'm sitting at a kitchen table with my imaginary friends and customers, Jim and Joan. So I'm talking to you, I'm talking to Jim and Joan. I have in front of me a project agreement, a contract, a design agreement, whatever it is that we need for them to sign so we can move forward. So we're closing the sale today. I have a really cool technique I'll share with you in another video that I learned from a very smart friend in the business called the checkbook close, which is a trial close, which is in the presentation process. So if I've done that checkbook close, there's a good chance that Jim or Joan have a checkbook in their pockets today. But I'm not seeing it on the table, so we're gonna go for the close. So Jim and Joan, we've made all of our selections, we've been over the scope of work, we've been through the schedule of values, we've determined the final price figure, we've agreed on all of that. So I'm going to sign our project agreement and date it and ask you to do the same. So I just need your approval here and here and a date. And then I wait. And wait, because the next person to speak loses the battle of wills that's happening right now. Now, I'm very customer focused. I love these people. I want them to get exactly what they need from me. But closing the sale is a really important step, and it's my job to get the sale closed in the interest of myself and my company, but also in the interest of my customer who came to me looking for this work to be done. So let's say that we get the dreaded words from Jim and Joan that all salespeople hate to hear, especially when we think we're getting a check and a signature, and that is, Jim and Joan say to me, well, Russ, we really need to think about it. Now, I have a couple of choices right now. I can hang my head and say, okay, well, I understand you need to think about it. Let me make you a copy of this, and we'll meet next Tuesday, or I'll call you on Monday, or how should we? That's what I could do. That's not what I'm going to do, because I have power tools. So what I'm going to do is use something called the 5 points close. So please write these down as you follow along. So Jim and Joan say, you know, Russ, we really need to think about it. So here's how I respond. I respond with, so what exactly is it that you need to think about? Is it me? That's number one out of the 5 points close. Is it me? A lot of people just ask an open-ended question and agree with the objection, like, I understand you need to think about it. What exactly is it that you need to think about? I like to add, is it me? Because if I've done my job in the first two stages of the sales process, closing is stage 3 in my sales process that you can easily follow along with, if I've done my job and built rapport, I'm shocked to hear I need to think about it at this point. So my first question is it me? Number one in the 5 points close. And the vast majority of the time, the reaction of my imaginary customer here is going to be, no, it's not you. You know, we love working with you. We chose to work with you. Our neighbors referred you. It's not me. So I'll say, okay, well, if it's not me, then is it the company? That's number 2 of our 5 points close. Is it the company? And during the building rapport and presentation processes, I have shared with them 100 referrals. Tried to find people they know, et cetera, to sell the company. So I've sold the company. So it's likely that they'll say, no, it's not the company. We chose this company just like we chose you because of referrals and et cetera, or reputation. So it's not me, it's not the company. Now, I'm going to stop right there. A lot of times by this point, one of them has picked up the pen and started signing just because I kept the conversation going, because fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. It's important for salespeople to know that. My fear is a liar. Jim and Joan's fear is a liar. Your fear is a liar. It's not that scary. They came here for this, so we move on. Number 3 of the 5 points closed. Let's assume they don't pick up the pen and they're still stonewalling with, we just need to think about it. Then my third question is, well, I understand. Is it the products that we've selected? Is it the design that we've created? Is there something, and I have my folder here with the design and the product, is there something that you're not comfortable with in the products or the design? Let them answer. Again, a lot of times the pen goes to the paper just through this thought process. So if they say, no, it's not the products or design, that's number 3. So it's not me, it's not the company, it's not the products or design. So is it the value? To Jim and Joan, not to you. To Jim and Joan, is it the value? Or do we need to go back through the schedule of values and maybe look at some options again? Are you uncomfortable with the numbers and the value? Are you getting what you're paying for? Is that the issue? A lot of times that's the issue. The whole point is objections are my friend. Objections as a salesperson are my friend. Hearing objections. The worst feeling in the world to me is not being unable to satisfy an objection. It's hanging my head and saying, okay, I guess I'll call you Tuesday. And then going about the rest of my day or going home not knowing what really happened here. So number 3 is it the design and the products? Number 4 is it the value? Are you seeing value? Because I feel like we built value. So number 5 is timing. Number 5 is timing. Again, on my cheat sheet, if you've downloaded my cheat sheet or if you'd like a copy of it, it takes us through the process from the very moment that I took the phone call from Jim and Joan or shook their hand for the first time, through the process of gathering information, building rapport, through the process of the presentation or making them an offer they can't refuse, right up to this point where we are now, which is closing, and then it takes us on through closing. So on the cheat sheet, I've asked the question early in the process, probably in the first 10 or 15 minutes that I've known these customers, what's your target completion date? Is there an event? Is there a birthday, Christmas, yada, 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 for your timing? So now I'm asking them, well, it's not me, and it's not the company, and it's not the products or the design, and you're comfortable with the value, or we've made adjustments and now you're comfortable with the value. So is it the timing? Is our timing off? And then we can address that issue. So do you see how powerful that is? How much more of a service that is to our customer to go through that series of questions and uncover the objection? Because they came here, I've spent a lot of time, but they've also spent a lot of time, working through this because they dream of this project. So let's say by some strange chance we get through all 5 points of the 5 points close and they're still saying we need to think about it. Well, then I have another close, and I'll share that with you at another time, so please stay tuned and subscribe for these videos and let me know if you like what we're doing. And I also offer live training, live coaching. Let me know how I can help. Thank you.